Hey there folks, today I'd like to take a casual peek into the S.H.Figuarts Kamen Rider Dark Kiva action figure set from Bandai. This set was originally released around the end of 2010 and cost about 3,300 yen at the time of its release. I got the set in 2013 when I purchased it from Mandarake, which is a Japanese secondhand pop culture web store. And I paid 5,000 yen for this set, which translates to roughly $50 at the time of this video. Taking a look at Dark Kiva here in the packaging, you can see the Kamen Rider there from the show Kamen Rider Kiva, and it's a very nice looking figure, and it comes with a few accessories, most of it hidden in the packaging. And speaking of the packaging, you can see the earlier Figuarts packaging style, but this particular set is decked out in black with red lettering along the side here to match Dark Kiva's color scheme, which is very cool. And you can see a photo of Dark Kiva there from the show, and on the bottom here you can see the Toei stamp of approval, and you can see the show logo down here. And I believe this translates to Kamen Rider Dark Kiva right there, so pretty cool. And on the sides we have the S.H.Figuarts logo with Masked Rider Dark Kiva on both sides of the packaging. And here we have basically three photos, one of Dark Kiva sitting on a throne there, and two insert pics, one where Dark Kiva is wielding his Zanvat, and here where he's pulling out his cape in a regal pose there. And at the top we have some writing here, mostly in Japanese, as well as on the bottom edge of the box here. Now we'll be right back and have the contents of this set out of the packaging. Okay, we're back and we have Dark Kiva out of the packaging, and I have to say that this figure is quite nice. It's pretty nice when you see it in picture and video form, and is even better when you have the package in front of you. And it's just simply spectacular once you have the figure out of the package and in hand. It's just a really cool looking figure. Now I have to admit that my knowledge of Kamen Rider Kiva is rather limited. I've only seen a few episodes here and there and some video clips. And so please forgive me if I do have some pronunciations or some of the information incorrect. It's just I really bought this because of the look of Dark Kiva, and I do plan to watch it, the series, a bit later on. I'm just watching other series at the moment. But I just had to get this figure, and it's just really cool. But before we get into the figure, let's go ahead and take a look at the items that come included with this set. And what we have here, I had it off screen, is a pamphlet, pretty much standard with Figuarts, showing you basically almost like a parts list and how to use those parts. You have extra hands and how to attach them onto the figure, and you also have some cape attachments in addition to the cape that's already on the figure. These are just pretty much sections that you can fold out and articulate, so pretty cool. And then you have information here. I'm not sure what it says since I don't read Japanese, but I'm gonna guess it's probably safety warnings, because this figure is actually pretty sharp, and I'm gonna guess that just information about being careful with the figure. But I could be wrong. Again, I can't read what it says, but that's just a guess. But let's go ahead and take a look at some other items. There are a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hands for this particular figure. 2 of them are already attached to the figure, and those are a pair of closed fists. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at the other extra pairs of hands. And we have here, if I can get it into focus, let's see here. It's just a pair of relaxed hands. There we go. And that's pretty cool. And the back of the hands are actually nicely sculpted right here, which is pretty nice. The next set of hands, I like to say they're rock out hands. But he's got the two middle fingers curved here. Get that in the focus. So I like to say those are rock out hands on there. Very nice. Again, sculpted nicely, especially in the back of the hands on there. And then you have a pair of gripping hands that are slightly different from each other, which is pretty interesting. So you get that in the focus. You have one here where it's a horizontal grip, and then you have one here where the grip is sort of diagonal on there. And these were actually laid out with the two sword-like weapons. So I'm gonna guess that one hand is for one particular sword and one hand is for the other. Now, taking a look at these two swords, we have here this sword, and this particular sword I think came with the King version of Dark Kiva, and the Zan Vat sword, and it's actually very nice. You can see the details on this sword. It's actually pretty cool. The blade itself is a transparent plastic, as you can see right there, and has some paint details along the edges of the blade and portions of the blade itself, and it's very cool. And you can see what looks like a sort of an X pattern here twice. It's really just a swath of paint going across in one direction, and then a swath of paint on the other side, so it looks like an X, but it's really two slashes on either side of the blade, which is very cool. Produces a nice effect. And you got the tip of the blade here with very nice painted detail on there. Very cool. And then you have the hilt on here. It's got similar detail on there. Very cool and very nice. And the other blade-like weapon is called the Jacorder, I believe, and I believe this is wielded by the third iteration of Dark Kiva. There are basically 3 or more, I believe, versions of Dark Kiva, at least people who use the Dark Kiva suit. The first one was King. I can't remember what the other ones were. I think one of them was his son. But this one was, from what I read, is wielded by the third version of Dark Kiva. And it's called a Jacorder, and it's currently set up as a rapier, because I believe this has multiple modes. You can use it as a whip and also as a rapier, and this one here is more like a rapier. And you have here a transparent red piece of plastic to represent the blade on there. It's slightly bent on mine, but not too bad. And the plastic is pretty solid. You can bend it, but if you bend it too much, it'll snap, so you don't want to do that. And it's still pretty nice on there. And you can see the handle here of the Jacorder. Got some painted metallic blue detail there. I don't know what that is, if that's like a dial or not, but pretty cool. Unpainted on this side. Now, I don't know if this is accurate to the show or not, but it's just got paint on one side there, so pretty neat. And the two other accessories that were included are the cape attachments on here, which is pretty cool. Now this represents the back of the cape, while the other side represents the underneath side here. You can see the outside portion of the cape is painted in brown, while the inside is a gray with a wash of darker gray on here. And these are meant to be attached to the figure. And they even have designations on which side they're supposed to go on. You have an L2 and an R2 on the edges here where the peg holes are, to represent which side of the figure you're supposed to attach this to. And they do attach, you can see the round bald pegs there underneath the cape that's already on the figure, and we're gonna go ahead and attach those on right now. Okay, we've got the cape attached to the Dark Kiva figure, and we're gonna go ahead and take a look at this figure, and it's a very cool. As I mentioned earlier, there were different people who were Dark Kiva in the Kamen Rider Kiva show. The original Dark Kiva was King, and also other versions. I believe, like I said, one of them was his son, and I don't know if there were visual differences in the suits for the particular characters or not, so I cannot tell if this particular figure represents a particular character, Dark Kiva character. Although with the two different blades here, I'm gonna guess that it does represent at least two different Dark Kivas. But as you can see at the figure, it's very detailed and got lots of nice paint, an excellent sculpt, and just very cool overall. Now, Kamen Rider Kiva, I guess, is more of a horror-themed Kamen Rider show, and this particular show focuses on Fangires, basically vampires, and you can see the motif very well. It's got a very bat motif with this particular Dark Kiva. You can see lots of bat wings adorned throughout the figure. On the legs, on the arms, on the shoulders, on the head, on the back, just everywhere. He's got a bat or a vampire type theme, which is pretty cool. But taking a look at the head sculpt here, very nice, especially the compound eyes. And even the eyes themselves are themed in a bat or vampire theme. You can see that they are sculpted almost to look like wings of a bat, which is very similar to the other Kiva-like figures and characters, which is pretty cool. And here you have some painted silver in the mouth area, very nice. And over here on the forehead, you have a I'm not sure if that's a gem that's painted the same color as the eyes are, which is like a turquoise type green almost, which is pretty cool. And then of course you have on the helmet here and what look like bat wings, very cool. And on the back of that you can see some color accent of gold, which is pretty neat. And then you have again the bat like type of theme going on, and then the rest of the helmet is painted in this very nice metallic red, and it just really pops when you have the figure out of the package. It already looks nice once in the package, but once you get it out of the package, this metallic red that's adorned on this figure is actually very nice. It's very cool, especially to go well with the blacks and a little bit of gold and turquoise green there. Just makes it an excellently painted figure. Very cool. And moving down to the rest of the figure, you have even on the shoulders you got these bat-like wings that fan back toward the rear, which is very cool. And you got this higher collar here with tips here. I'm not sure if that's supposed to represent top tips of wings or fangs of a vampire or not. Which is pretty interesting, and you can see that they're very pointed and very sharp. That's another thing about this figure. It's got sharp points everywhere. Again, the head, shoulders, the back, the arms, and even the legs here. It's just lots of points as well. I don't know if that's to represent the vampire theme or not. Fangs or not, but it's very sharp, so you have to be very careful when you handle the figure. You just don't want to be casual moving around unless you want to poke yourself. But still a very nice detail. Speaking of detail, there's also these swaths of black, matte black with sculpted design work on there. It's ornate design work, and it's actually kind of cool. You can see it right there. And along the back here, on the shoulder area. It's very cool. It's like a weaving type pattern on there, and you can see some more on the shoulders there. Very, very cool. And the bat theme continues on to the chest armor. You can see here is a gloss black instead of flat black like the accents here. But it's very glossy. Not as glossy as the metallic red, but still nice and shiny there. And you can see the two wings, and you got more of these orbs that are painted in that similar green color as the eyes, which is very, very cool. And over here you have some silver paint of that ornate pattern there that was over on the shoulders. Very, very cool. Moving down, you have more armor. You can see it's not just simple plain sculpt. You got some more sculpting detail along the arms of the armor. And then here on the forearms, one side you have that bat wing design. Very cool. And then what looks like the glove here, and it's not just simple smooth. You got some sculpting going on there as well. And on the bracers as well, nice design work. You can see detail on that. It's very cool. Just very, very nice on here. And down on the legs, you got more of that metallic red plate armor with sculpting detail. And then underneath you got what looks like a leather or cloth type work, which is pretty cool. And over here on the knees, you got some knee coverings, what look like claws on there, and some more sculpted design work. Very, very cool. And down to the boots, again with the bat wing, just like the forearms. And then the interior of the boot there. And near the ankles, similar to the wrists, you have that silver colored design there. Although it doesn't run throughout like the wrists do. But still pretty neat. And even the heel has some bat wings, which is very cool. And if you can see, I'm not sure if you can see it, but that ornate pattern design even goes to the bottom edges of the foot. What small portion you see there, it's actually sculpted, which is very cool. Very, very nice. Very neat sculpting. Now going over here, we have the cape. Again, black on the exterior and then gray on the interior. And you have the attachments that are actually folded in or slotted in between the two portions that were attached to the figure. And with the attachments, you can actually pull the I guess cape out. I guess he does a certain pose with this, pulling out his cape such as that. I've seen pictures of him doing that. So that's kind of cool that you can articulate the cape here, and very, very neat here. The one thing here, I'm not sure about the portions of the cape that were already attached to the figure. I don't know if they articulate or not. I tried looking. It's kind of difficult to see underneath since it's so close to the back and it's underneath this portion of plastic here. So I can't tell if they can articulate or not, and I don't want to push and pull on it too much where it may break off if it isn't. So I'm just going to leave it as is, and that's just going to articulate the two attachments instead. So pretty cool. And one of the right portion of the attachment slides in between the two portions of the fixed part of the cape, I believe. No, that's underneath both of them, while this one goes underneath as well. So that's kind of cool on there. Now one thing I'm going to take a look at is the belt area, which is pretty cool. You have this driver-like thing, which is removable. And this is supposed to represent the Zanbat, I believe. I don't know if this is more like a pet or a familiar, but on the Kamen Rider Kiva show, it's an animated character, and basically he's actually upside down. This is how he looks right here. So I don't know if he's an actual pet or a familiar, but this particular Zanbat actually drives the transformation henshin into Dark Kiva, and also some power-ups, I believe. And what's cool is when the character here does a henshin, this Zanbat bites into the hand of the character and then flies into the buckle area, which is pretty cool. And you can see a little perch here, this horizontal bar. Basically, this bat-like familiar will perch himself and hang upside down like a bat into the buckle area of here. And this piece here is actually got a peg that can only fit one way, which is hanging upside down, and fits rather well on the belt. So that's kind of neat. And you can see some more details on that belt driver, or Zanbat. And also along the sides here are what they call fessels or fwessels. And they're, from what I read, a whistle-like thing. I believe the Zanbat whistles into them to provide, I guess, power-ups, maybe. And which is pretty cool. And they're actually removable. They're just simply pegged on the side of the figure. And you can see the sculpting detail on there. There's 3 on this side here. And it's got some nice metallic paint of blue, green, and what looks like purple on this one, and gold underneath those. And let me peg that back in, and then we'll take a look at the other one here. And this one is painted, got gold, silver, and black on there, and then again the gold here on the bottom. So I believe these are whistles that the Zanbat here blows, and then provides, I guess, a power-up, or I don't know if it's another transformation or not. Again, I haven't watched enough to determine, but from what I've read, they're called fwestals or festals. I'm not sure what the pronunciation is on that. So pretty cool to have those. I guess you can call these accessories, since they are detachable. They were just attached to the figure. So a nice belt area for this figure. Now, going over articulation, there are 2 points of articulation on the neck, one on top and one on the bottom of the neck, that allows the head to move quite a bit. It can move up and down with the combination of those 2 joints. And the head can go all the way around, as well as side to side there, so that's kind of cool. The shoulder armor pads are on a hinge joint, so they flip up and down, which allows the range of movement at the shoulder. And the shoulder itself are on a hinged swivel joint, so the hinge allows the arm to go out and in, and the swivel allows the arm to go all the way around. And there's an additional, I guess, balled socketed joint on the inner shoulder that allows the entire arm to go in a circular motion at the shoulder. So you can go up and down, forward and back, diagonal, or whatever direction you want to pose it in. And that's, I believe, to provide better range of articulation of the arm. So that's kind of cool. There is a swivel joint at the top of the bicep area, which allows the arm to go all the way around this way. There are 2 hinges at the elbow, so you can provide a nice range of motion here, although it's a little bit limited due to the sculpt. This is about as far in as it'll go, and about as far out as it'll extend. And the hand has, at the wrist, a hinged and double peg joint, so you can turn the hand all the way around. And the pegs are going into the arm and into the hand. And with the hinge, you can bend the hand in and out, and depending on which way you swivel those double pegs, you can either have in and out, or even side to side movement of the hand. So lots of range of movement in the hand area. The torso area is a little bit difficult to articulate, mainly due to the cape. It's just very close to the body and very tight to the body. But the upper half of the upper torso, there is a bald, I believe, socketed joint. So you can go all the way around, forward and back, and side to side. And the, I guess, lower half of the upper torso is also in a ball joint at the waist. So you can do the same types of movement. So with the combination of the upper and lower half of the upper torso, you can get a nice variety of poses, but a little bit limited on the back pose due to the cape here. And the lower torso can articulate just below the belt. It can go all the way around, but I don't want to go turn it all the way around. And the legs at the hips are on those typical Figuarts joints. It's a combination of hinges and swivels. The leg can go upward, down, and back, as well as pulling an additional hinge downwards. So you can provide greater motion of the leg upwards and downwards, and as well as outwards. And there is a swivel at the top of the thigh. You can swing the leg around, which is nice. And here on the knees, you have double hinge joints. So you can bend the leg that far back and this far forward. And the feet are joined at the ankle with a ball socketed joint. So you can get the feet all the way around, as well as upwards and slightly downwards. The upward and downward movement is not that great, but you also have side-to-side ankle pivot on there, so that's kind of neat. And there is toe articulation on here as well, on a upward movement of the toe. So pretty much your standard, I should say, articulation for a Figuarts figure. Just a little bit limited in areas just due to the sculpt with the cape and bits here and there at the shoulder due to the sculpt. But overall, it's just a really great figure, really great design. I got this nice dark gothic motif, bat vampire motif with this Dark Kiva, and I just love the design of this. It's just very, very cool. And hopefully I'll even like the character even more once I get to watching the episodes. From what I've seen of Dark Kiva, he looks like a badass, which is my style of rider that I like. But this is my casual peek into the S.H. Figuarts Mask Rider Dark Kiva, or Kamen Rider Dark Kiva. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.